This Halloween season, we've been working on making different charms out of things such as with laminating pouches. We've also used shrink plastic and resin, and then just done some printables and stickers with resin on top of cutting mats that I found at the Dollar Tree. So today I just wanted to kind of finish up maybe some of these Halloween resin charms with one other sort of medium that you can use, and the fact that I found these round little figures that I think are so cute, and I can't wait to show you how I'm going to be using them. So I've made a couple of different things with them that I'm hoping you will be able to do and enjoy. These resin charms, we're going to be making use of poster board to do that. And so I found some round images we're going to use. We're going to make some charms with them, as you can see right here. I've also got these that I've attached to cute little paper clips that can be attached to different projects and things. And then also you can even put magnets on them. They can be used on your refrigerator or something. I've got these cute little tins that I'm going to fill up with some candy and stuff, and I just wanted to show that these are magnets. And so just different things that you can do along with the cute little resin on top of these. So let's jump into this project right now. So now let's pick out some of the cute little circles we want to use to show you how to make these different things. Now, one thing that I implemented with my charms here is I have done these double-sided with the same image. If you have something that is not the same image, that's fine and you could do it, but I thought it turned out really well with the double-sided. And when I got these printables, most of these images have the duplicate on here, or you just print another page, right? So I'm doing double-sided with the charms. For the clips, I just did single-sided, along with for the magnet just single-sided. That's just an option that you can do as well. So right now what I want to do is go through and let's make maybe 3 of our double-sided charms, and then we'll make, let's say, 3 or 4 of the single-sided charms. Let me get the punch and everything that you're going to need to cut this out. One of the reasons that I think this works so well, they are 1-inch circles, these rounds, and it's great to have a 1-inch circle punch that we can do with this. These 2 different ones that I've got linked below for you kind of have a similar look. They're a more of a vintagey Halloween look, but we have the darker colors a little bit with the white or cream background. So we'll do a few of each of these. Right here I made the charms in the darker color and then the little clips in the white. So maybe we'll mix that up and we'll make the charms in with the white. I was gonna look and see. I'm pretty sure there are duplicates out. This is one of my favorite cats. I've used that on another item as well, but we will find. I see the 2 pumpkins. I almost feel like I'm playing the memory game where you're finding the matches, that sort of thing. Look at the cat here with the broom. Aren't these cute? Ultimately, I want to make charms of all of these figures, but let me get the ones ready, and I'm going to trim out a little bit so that I can just slide my punch in. So if we're going to do the charms, I need double, I need back to back. So let's go with this little cat. I'm just going to line it up here. It's almost a perfect match, and we're going to do some inking around the edges that will help with any imperfections that I have from doing my punch. So there is one of the kitty cats, and we said the second one was down here. That should be easy to get to as well. And I'm just going to punch that out. And let me go ahead and I'm going to pick out maybe three or 4 more to do with the charms. Okay, so the next one I was going to do was this little, the witch on the broomstick over there too. And when I do this, of course, it doesn't quite fit. No problem. Let's just get our scissors and we will cut out of the image. I think I'm probably also going to end up using this cat image. I think, yes, I see the second one for that. So I'm just going to trim that out, and I can access both of these very easily right here. And we'll punch that out. So let me go finish getting the rest of these. In addition to the ones we have punched out that we're going to use, I'm also going to need to punch out the poster board. I'm just going to punch out, let's see, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 2 more. I also want to show you, even though I have this wonderful 1-inch punch, sometimes I am not perfect in the way I am punching this, as you can tell, but that's okay. That's where our little inking around the edges is going to come in handy, but we don't necessarily want to ink those yet. So what I have found to be the best method in terms of putting these together, and I may have one extra puzzle piece or one extra poster board piece. I'm going to use my little tape runner and my Tombow glue, and I have found that this helps this to work best. So let's work on these first, these 3 that are just going to be single-sided, and I'm just putting a little bit of my tape from my tape runner on there. That's going to help it to hold in place until the glue sets. Another thing that works well with this, using the resin, is I want the entire edge of this circle to be glued onto the poster board. So make sure that you're putting glue all the way around your piece. And then let's get our poster board. It's just going to add an extra level of thickness. Now, if I don't use the tape runner, my piece is sliding all over this page. But this helps to just line it up really well. And if you want to put a topper on it, you can, or something to hold it in place. I'll use my paperweight. I'm not going to keep it on there very long, but just for a few moments as we're getting all of these pieces ready. And then we're going to give them a little bit of time to dry, because some of these will be punching holes in, and then of course all of them applying the resin. So just line that up and press down, and then we'll place that underneath to just rest on that. So I'm just going to go about and finish this last one up. These are the single-sided ones, and they are so cute to do. I'm using just the white poster board. You know, it may be cute to use black poster board in between. That's a good idea. I only had the white here today, but it's really not a bad idea to use the colored pieces. Okay, just set these up underneath here for a few moments, and then we're going to leave them out to dry. So that is our single-sided. Now let's get to work on the double-sided ones. So let's work on this little kitty cat. We have to be careful here with 2 things. Well, mainly we want to get edge to edge of the glue. And then also, it doesn't really matter how you place the first one on there, but we want to make sure that when we apply on the other side that it is in the same direction. So I'm going to leave this right here for now. Now let's do our glue. This is still the cat's head. Get that all around there. Of course, if you don't have a punch to punch these out, you can cut these out. That will work great. Or if you have a cutting machine and want to set them up to all be cut out, you could do that. Okay, so here I need to make sure that I'm going to line these up the closest I can, back to back, enough so that it will appear as if I was able to do this, that it was done on purpose like this, right? And just kind of squeeze around the edges and make sure we're good and closed off there. I'm going to lift these out from underneath and let them now sit here and dry. and we'll use the paperweight on the new pieces. So I'm going to continue this process with, I've got 4 other pairs that I'm going to do. All right, so I finished gluing all of these pieces. I have let them sit with the paperweight for just a little bit. They're good and on the poster board now, but now I'm going to let the glue dry just a bit before we move on to the next step. All our pieces are dry now. I've actually let them sit overnight, and that just really makes sure that everything is dry on here and together. Everything looks great. The edges look good. I think that is really important on some of these pieces because I've had other pieces and they've kind of pulled up along the edges. So I've really learned to really focus on getting that glue along the edge. 2 things before we apply our resin. First of all, I want to ink the edges, and that's really so that I can get that poster board in the middle kind of colored differently now. I don't want that white to just stand out too much. And also, like I had mentioned before, some of my imperfections from, I'm going to do the other side too, my imperfections from punching those circles, the inking covers that all right up and you don't even notice. I also just like the look of a little bit of inked edge. I think it just softens things up. So, especially look right here. So on that, and once I add that, I just think it's not as noticeable. And it just takes away that stark whiteness. Helps with everything. Now I'm not going to have to do the back because that's just the one-sided one. Here I had a little bit of issues with the punch as well, but can't even tell now. And I'm going to do this other side too. We're doubling up. So this is always a good ink to have. I love this vintage photo from Ranger. I use it quite often when I'm doing my inking. You might think, I mean, a black would work as well. You can do any color, but I just like this brown. So I'll finish that up. And this one side also. Next thing we need to do before the resin is punch these holes for any of the ones that we're going to turn into the little charms. So it's any of the ones that I have double-sided. So again, I have this little hole punch that came in a 3 punch pack from Hobby Lobby, and it makes the different size holes, and I like this size here. It's hard for me to really tell you what size it is, but it's just a little bit smaller than your normal hole punch. And so I want to punch this just a little bit away from the edge. Give me just a little bit of a clearance there. And we'll turn these into those charms that we're going to add a jump ring to, and they will be perfect. This little cat, I don't want to punch on the cat itself if I can help it. I might have gotten a little bit of the ear. And I think this is a double-sided one as well. Let's see. There we go. And those are our single-sided ones. All right, let me get all my resin ready. For the resin, I use Let's Resin UV resin, the clear hard type. I will link below the kit that I have. It comes with this mat that you can use, and it also comes with the little lamp that we're going to make use of. And so for the charms, we're going to need to apply the resin to both sides, and we'll just give those time to dry. Let me just place all these out here. Now, you have to be really careful. You don't want to get any of the resin on you or anything. You can wear your gloves. I do not do any touching of my pieces, I just sort of use the tip in. I'm in a well-ventilated area. And so I'm going to get everything set up and start putting some of the resin. The thing we need to be careful with is with our charms, we need to make sure that we get around that circle. And I'm going to use my little scissors if I need to do any kind of movement. So let me show you. We're going to put some of this resin on now. And I just carefully start with a small amount in the middle and then just move it around using the lid of the bottle. Sometimes little bubbles come out, and probably if I was, you know, these are for my personal use. I may give them as gifts at time, but if I do get bubbles, I get bubbles. If I was a little bit slower, I may not, but I think that looks really good right there. So I'm going to just continue putting this on each of the pieces, and I will come back and show you as we get ready to put them under the lamp. So fun. And just right here, I just kind of let it kind of work its way around that hole. Get along, I go all the way to the edge. Here are all the pieces with the glaze on top. You really can't tell, and I'm not going to pick them up or touch them. I like to look at them from the side, get down, and make sure everything looks smooth and clear and covered, and it looks good. So what I'm going to do now, here is my light, and as you can see, some of them are not under there all the way. So I'm going to take my scissors, if you've got a little pick or toothpick, wooden piece, metal piece, and I'm just going to slide these underneath here. Of course, the least movement, the better, because we don't want to disrupt our resin while it's wet or get any bubbles, anything like that. Okay, then I'm just going to press this. It's got 3 different time levels, 60 seconds, 90, or 150. And I like to do 2 rounds of 150 seconds, so 300 seconds or 5 minutes. And then they will be finished on that side, and we'll come back and look at the charms that we need to swap over and do the second side with. So I finished 2 rounds of that. So that means that these that just have the one side are finished. Now, one thing I have read on the resin, even though they feel good and everything, I try my best to let these sit for maybe around 24 hours before I really start handling them a lot, because I don't want to take the chance that my fingerprints are going to get on that or anything like that. I don't want to mess them up, but they look so good. The camera can't pick up exactly, especially on the darker ones, but like that lighter one, just the glow, the shine from that, it looks so neat to me. So these are completed. For these, we need to do the other side. So I go ahead and I just turn these over. Again, I'm doing my best not to spend a lot of time touching them and pressing on them, just so that it's not going to get anything from my hands pressing down. So I'm just going to go about now, and let's do this second layer the same exact way. So I'm going to apply the resin, and then I will have it sit under the light for about 5 minutes. And I'll come back and show you what we've got. And now we'll put this under the light. 5 minutes. And we'll take that off. And now let me show you our double-sided charms. Aren't those lovely? I just love these. I love the weight that they have, the round circular piece. It's just so great. These make excellent charms and they're so fun to have. So now let's put some jump rings on these and decide what we're going to do with our other pieces as well. Let's do our magnet first, and this is the magnet that I have for today. Like I was showing you with this one, it's a little bit thicker than I probably would like, but it's what I have, so that's what we're going to go with. And so let's see, we're going to do clips with the other. I think this one, these two kind of go together with the little owl and the kitty cat. This says Halloween. It's got some kind of cute little saying. I don't know. I say cute. It's Halloween. We'll see. Let's get the glue gun, and I'm just going to apply some glue to the magnet, and let's see, just kind of smear that on here. I still want it to be as flat as I can. And then I'm just going to place this in the middle. Press that down. And we have a cute circular magnet there. Get all the little strings from the glue off. And I'm using my little tin here. This is so cute that it sticks to. You could do something like this if you have a little tin can, Halloween tin can, or your refrigerator and things. And that's what I want to work on, having little holiday displays of magnets. I think that would be so cute, of ones that I have made up. So there is the magnet for you. And let's work on the little paper clips next. I have these little clips here, and these are going to make great little ephemera pieces to add. So again, I'm going to apply the glue here, and hopefully I won't burn myself. Let's see, I like to turn it upside down, but make sure I've got the image in the right direction so that when we clip, we're not clipping upside down. Okay, so here is the first one, and we will clip that on something. But let's also do our second one with the little pumpkin and the black cat. I got a question before about someone that has used resin and their images keep smearing. And I was trying to work through that with them to see if these were printable images, if they were stickers, what exactly. And I think they were saying they were printable, but their images kept smearing. And as you can look at this, and it's probably not even as good in person, I have really not ever had a problem with my images smearing. But I did read about some people, and I don't know if it's because everything I have read, the Let's Resin is, with it being already mixed up for you, you don't have to do any prep of your piece. But if you do experience some of your pieces smearing or something, one of the tips that I've read about is to maybe like apply a Mod Podge type glue over your image before you do the resin. Let the Mod Podge dry and everything. It's like it's giving it a sealant. And I think there's some sealant sprays and things that you can buy, but I'm thinking mine look really good. I've never really had that issue. So, okay, so those are the ways that I do with the magnets and the clips, and I'm going to show you some things at the end where we can put these clips in addition to how we've got them attached here. I love them on this card. I think they are so cute. They remind me of little clips, the ones, little buttons and things, but I think that's cute. So that's with the hot glue gun. Now let's apply some jump rings to our charms. I ended up making a little paper clip charm with our 3 or 4. We had 4 new little charms that we added, and I've done some beading, and I wanted to show you also this little technique. I saw something on somebody else's project, and of course that's how I come up with a lot of my projects and inspiration from others. And I saw how they had used little seed beads along with their regular beads, and also as part of jump rings. And you can't really see these as much, they're the lighter orange, but you can pick up, especially right here, adding the little seed beads to the jump rings, just giving everything a little bit more color and, you know, jingle and everything from all the charms. But I love how these charms turned out. I know I say it every time with the different charms that I do, but you know what? These may be my favorite, and that's just with using the poster board in the middle and double-sided with the resin. I really love that. I think these would look cute though, even with the laminated as well. So you can make your little book charms like this. We have our clips, and I wanted to show you, I have this little milk carton treat box that can be filled with treats, and then so that you don't have to close it up all the way for someone to then easily get into, you can use the clips and attach those to the top here, and look how great these look. Is that not cute as can be? And it makes a great little topper there for any of your projects, along with the one that we originally had on the card here, and then the little charms that we have as well. And then don't forget our little magnets that we made. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make these resin charms today. Again, we used 1-inch rounds that I got these images from Creative Fabrica. We've used poster board in the middle, and then the Let's resin. I'll have all the links below. These are great little Halloween treats, but you know what's even greater? They have these in all different seasons, so I'm sure we'll be rolling right into the Thanksgiving and Christmas season with some of these as well. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any ideas for other ways to use these charms. So that's all for today, and I will see you again on the next project.